Hello everybody, this is Todd from Toad Painting. Today we'll be doing a speed painting. This is going to be Elena from Lord of the Rings, Journeys of the Middle-earth? From Middle-earth? One of those anyway. So this is a Fantasy Flight board game. So we're going to be painting one of these today. The goal is to get it done in a 2-hour time frame, so it's not very complex, it's a pretty simple color scheme. It's mainly just browns and greens, so just figure it out from there. Alright, so before anything, I'm just gonna base coat the ground. Especially since it's like a speed painting thing, so I want to get this done first. Then, so we're gonna do some umber, and just get it pretty wet and just go in there. I don't really care if it doesn't even get the tops. I just want it to soak in there and get the lower sections. It's gonna be dry brushing, so I don't really care if the primer shows through in this section. And since the miniature doesn't have like a lip on it, because a lot of miniatures, let's find a miniature lip in it. So a miniature like this, it has a nice lip in it. And so I'll just normally put glue in there and put some Scrabble in there. But for miniatures like this, I have to use super glue. Otherwise, normal white glue, which I use from all my other basing, will just peel off. The whole thing will just kind of peel off in one go. So you need super glue. I also don't like miniatures without a lip. The little lip makes the miniature very nice. Like a piece of art. Compared to this, looks like a more utilitarian kind of piece. Not as interesting. Not as refined, you might say. So.
And it just wears way harder on the base with the lip.
Yeah.
Because you're handling the actual surface instead of like the edge.
Exactly. So when you grab the miniature, you can be touching a lot of the gravel in it. Gravel is really sharp and abrasive, and all the paint's going to wear off very easily there. So it's going to have like the primer and the rock's going to show through very quickly. So the lip is very nice for that as well. Alright. So while that's dry, let's do some other base coating. I'm going to do the small parts first. So she's got a tunic on, which is kind of green, so I'm just going to base coat a lot of things, just to save a lot of time. So this is going to be Gnarls green and sulfuric yellow. And so I'm blocking where I want this green to go. It's going to have like a dark leather kind of corset armor piece. I'll be doing that later.
Because truly, what makes better armor than something that restricts your motion?
Yes. Everybody wants skin-tight armor.
That compresses your lungs and lowers your...
Yeah. Exactly. She's actually got bandages around her arm, looks like wrappings around her sleeves for some unknown reason. These random wrappings. I find out a lot of people, to make miniatures look more interesting, just have random wrappings on things. It's just pointless. Okay.
I mean, there's lots of things that get sculpted or added on in fantasy art that are just not things that would look cute in real life.
Yeah. Like giant shoulder pads. Oh my god. I hate that so much. Giant shoulder pads. I mean, it's like... I kind of say like neck guards, having those flares that protect the neck. And you have like a helmet on and kind of like between the neck and the chest plate, so you have those flares, but like most of the time the giant shoulder blades don't even do that. They're just like, why would you even want that? It bulks out the miniature, but if you really think about it, it looks funny. Alright, so this is sulfuric yellow and bloodstone. So I like to use sulfuric yellow a lot of times just to increase the saturation of miniatures. Instead of using white, because it kind of makes it more pastel if you use that. So I just like it when it's a little more cartoony and more saturated. Especially for like a speed painting piece. It's different for doing like competition pieces, because competition you're gonna want to have more realistic kind of saturation and tones. But for stuff like this, like a board game, you kind of want it to stand out and look interesting and nice, not bland and.
And if you'll be attending Attackix in September, Todd will be teaching a class about painting for competition that is free.
Yes. Yes, I will almost be judging the painting competition too, for the second year in a row. So it's gonna be good. Lots of prizes, not just for category winners, but also for entering.
Yes, there's a box on the way of more prizes that I'm excited to see what are in it this year.
Yes, we have
from High Caliber Miniatures, which is a really cool company in North Vancouver.
nice local guys, and they are doing a lot of busts. Is that one High Caliber, or is that something else?
Yeah, so High Caliber does a lot of imports from Asia.
Okay. So high quality, low,
Yeah, really high
low production, low quality.
low count.
Yeah.
Last year they sent us a really cool Phantom of the Opera piece that like everyone wanted.
We have how much in total prizes you think right now?
I think I'm approaching like $1,500 in prizes.
It's pretty good. We're gonna get more too. It's pretty good. Okay, so we're just blocking out the colors, especially for speed painting. So I'm just gonna and get the chunks out of it. Maybe one of my colors is a little old and getting chunks of dried paint. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Full speed the model itself. It's one of those miniatures with like the plastic's not the best, so it kind of like feathers off instead of like, you know, like Game Workshop paint where it's like very hard and stiff and it'll fly off very easily. This is not that kind of plastic, so still quite good detail for a board game miniature. Okay.
And I will say, I don't think this has huge risks of bending and breaking.
Oh, also plastic itself is quite durable.
That vindication stuff, where like almost every piece I've turned was broken.
That was not a fun thing. Alright, so we'll go back to the Gnarls Green here, and we're going to start shading her tunic. Just using some two-brush blending methods. Just trying to get the first pass on the shades. Though I think my green is way too diluted right now. It's very thin.
I think when you're done the tunic, you may want to adjust your focus.
Is it too far or too close?
It's just a little. Okay, it's better when you're holding it closer.
Okay.
I will say I had a really good laugh when I was getting all the concept art together for this stuff. That this game depicts Legolas with like really dark brown hair.
And we all know and love Orlando Bloom's version, which is the neon blonde, not neon blonde, but the very, which a bombshell blonde kind of hair. I don't know.
Platinum.
Platinum, yes. He's a Targaryen.
Alternately, Games Workshop probably still owns the rights to it in the movie way.
Yes. Because this Fantasy Flight game is very much not like the movies at all. And the concept art. Plus, it's also like, it's Is this the pre or post like Lord of the Rings story?
It has Bilbo as a character.
Okay, so it's like around the same era. Okay. Oh, hey Vox, how's it going? I just started really, so I'm only 10 minutes in. Just blocking out the colors.
It's a speed paint kind of day.
Yeah, we're gonna be trying to finish this model up in the next 2 hours kind of deal. So I'm just going.
Kind of a break from all the other fancy stuff that's going on streams.
Yeah, this is one of my lower quality paintings right now. So, about a 2-hour time frame, which should be fun. No freehand, just good old-fashioned colors.
You do know that you probably love speed painting more than everyone else who's ever speed painted?
I do enjoy it. I have a knack for it.
It's definitely your special painting skill.
So how you doing, Vox? You enjoying your Tuesday afternoon? Your Taco Tuesday?
We had Taco Mondays.
Yes.
So what kind of paintbrushes are you using tonight?
These are the cheapest ones I found. These are actually quite cheap. They are, let's see now, I forget the name. They're Nobles. They're like $2–3. And so I just try and like go in person to the art store and just like pick out the ones that have good tips. And I use them for like maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months, depends how abusive I am to them. And then once they go kaput, just turn them into like basing or dry brushes. So about like maybe like 5 or 6 at a time. They'll last me about 6 months or so. So I did have a really expensive one. I didn't like it. It got turned into a dry brush by Winsor Newton. Oh, yeah, last Sunday was like 31, 32 here, and was pretty brutal. I couldn't paint at all in that weather.
But yeah, these are all of Todd's brushes are synthetic watercolor brushes, and he usually buys like size 2 and size 4.
Yes, I don't buy anything smaller than a size 2. It doesn't hold enough paint, really.
I think a couple weeks ago this year I painted like size 6.
Yeah, it depends on the
Those
miniature.
green ones.
Yeah, they're good for like the Avatar, which is like a 50 ml base. Or is he on a 60? Infinity has some weird base color choices.
We would love to see a photo. You're welcome to post links into the chat.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Love to see anything. Anything you guys are doing. That's good. I really enjoy painting. It's also nice to kind of talk about it too. Kind of helps me meet. Okay, let's go back to her tunic. Oh. The goal today is not to throw my paintbrush around.
I feel like you either drop the paintbrush or you drop the miniature. One of those is a lesser evil.
Yeah, I guess dropping the miniature is not too bad, especially since it's a board game piece, so it's very durable. I'm not going to break it. It's also one piece too, so.
Did you try any of those weird long brushes I accidentally bought you?
Oh, the brown ones? No, I haven't. I haven't got around to it. I'd use them for like low quality stuff and like maybe bigger stuff, so I'm waiting for the right opportunity. But the problem is like they're brown bristles, and so it's kind of hard to see if the brush is clean or not, which kind of sucks for cleaning and stuff like that. Anyways.
So green brush is still winning the sample race?
I mean, if they didn't have the dyed tips. Okay, let's go back and just reclaim some of this green. And I'm going to use a wash, I think.
You know, it's time to stream when the weird noises that were not around for the rest of the day begin.
Exactly. The garbage trucks knows I'm streaming. I'm just going to do a bit of black wash over that tunic area, just for the more recessed areas. But this is a P3 wash, so it's very thin, so I want to thicken it up with some mixed medium. Just so it's not such a thick and harsh contrast. I use a lot more washes when I'm doing speed painting. Especially if I'm doing like tabletop quality, which I haven't actually done in a long time. Like 90% washes, that stuff. At least it feels like it anyway.
Of course, as with all things, getting good results with a wash is all about controlling it, not just being everywhere.
Exactly. That's the tunic basically done. So let's expect the cloak while it dries. So I want to go and just bring back some of the highlights. Oddly enough, the loop, whatever she has on her back, is a pure white. I don't know if I want to do that though. It's based on the concept art, it looks kind of weird.
I think pale gold might look a little nicer.
Maybe. Okay. Let's go back to that umber. Actually, let's do the base right now. And then find my terrible old brush. About a year old, probably. Just take some, what is this, bootstrap? Just a little bit of dry brushing along the rocks.
And don't let anyone tell you dry brushing is a beginner's only technique.
Yes. It's a tool like anything else. It's good for some things. It's not a silver bullet. It won't be effective on every single surface, but it's good for some things. Especially grounds or very textury things. With a very fine texture like fur or whatever can be very effective. Okay, now this is going to be some moral white.
Welcome back.
Oh. How's it going, Vox? Still with us?
This one is a Citadel holder, so it's pretty much the cheapest one on the market. It's like under $10.
Yeah, it was like 7 Canadian or something like that. It was, I never had one before, so I just got a cheap one just to see what it would be like. And it's quite good. I mean, it's not good for like huge models, but I'm sure they have their own thing for that. It's also nice to touch up and pick up some of the rocks.
I'd say especially for the price point. Highly recommend that holder though.
Yeah. This is gonna be some Great Coat Gray. I'm just gonna just pick out some of those. Add a little bit more variety to the base. Oh, we will be adding some grass in there, so.
The power of grass tufts.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna take some of that pure white. Just go over top of it and just to highlight the rocks a bit. There we go. Alright, so let's go back to the umber here. I'm just going to do the cloak now. No worries. It's all good. I'm just focusing on getting this done in the time frame. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Just kind of barreling along here. trick is not to try and get it perfect on the first pass. Always go back and do a second pass. Be patient. Although I'm not normally that patient. Especially with speed painting, so restrain myself and try and make it look good. Always ends up making it look worse if I try and look good in the first pass. Well, I got this umber here. I'm gonna just do this corset. And I may as well make the wraps around her arms kind of like a wrap leather protection.
Make a little more sense than just cloth.
Yeah, it's like a ghetto bracer. Elven bracer, ghetto bracer. Same thing, really. And since the ground is done, I might as well make the should I make the boots the same leather as her corset? Not sure. Maybe I'll make the boots green, a different green color. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what I want each thing. So let's make the I want to make her all browns and greens. So I'll make the boots a different type of green, and I'll make her pants brown. Let's try doing a simple palette of very few colors. So this is just going to be bootstrap, which is what I used for the base. It's different colors for like shading and highlighting will also make it look vastly different. The reason why I used pure white, the Morrow white, instead of like my more normal like Mount Morrow white, which is like a cream color for highlighting, so I wanted the ground to look quite different from the other kind of materials I'm going to be painting on here. I also make the strap for the lute, or whatever she has, the harp on her back, the same color as her pants. It'd be very desaturated kind of brown. Now one more pass with this umber on her corset. It looked a little patchy because I'm doing a very dark color on a white primed model. So it's same thing if we do like a black model, or black prime model, the white paint, it kind of gets streaky as well. So you definitely do multiple passes no matter what. And let's make her cord for her thing the same color here. So I want to make this part and her boots the same color. So I'll make like a lighter green. Like she's wearing like cloth kind of boots. Okay, second pass on the cloak now. I'm only half an hour. I'm only half an hour in. I might be going a little too fast.
You might be moving on to that other one too.
Maybe. I mean, I should really spend the time and try and make it look nicer if I've only spent an hour on something like this.
I mean, this model is like, what, 3 surfaces?
Yeah. I mean, I do find models are better when they have more simplified color schemes. And so, I guess I got it pretty simplified. I gotta go back and add some texture to make the cloak a little more scratched up. She's like a traveler, right? A bard or whatever she is.
And you still do like her skin and her hair and all this.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go back and make things prettier once I've done everything. I'll go back to the bloodstone here and just help blend it a little better. Alright, let's do her corset now. Which is just gonna be bootstrap again. But I'm gonna do like a high contrast kind of thing, because it's gonna be like a dark but kind of shiny looking leather, so. Even though it's pretty much the same kind of colors as her pants, it should look quite different.
brush noises.
Yes. Go back to the bootstrap and just kind of add a bit of shading. I did the highlight before I did this, just so if I overdid the highlight a bit, I could just tone it down by just putting a little bit of very thin bootstrap over top of it to kind of give it a blend if I felt like it. I turned it okay. I hear it a little too thick of a highlight right here. It's my extreme highlight, so I'm just going to go back over with a bit of bootstrap and blend it in and tone it down a bit. Go back to the under, and just blend it all together. Let's do a thin coat. And now let's go back to that black, some mixing medium, and just a whole bunch on the sides. Actually, pro tip is wait for it to dry first. Of course, that's still wet. Let's do her armbands though. Okay, this side is actually dry, so let's do this side. And just tease the ink into the recesses. And around the little, I guess, metal knobs on her front belly part. It's an odd choice. Alright. There we go. Now that's of course had an arm rest done. Just pour a bit more black ink in there. So let's do that bootstrap color now. So for this one I'm going to do a different highlight and use bootstrap and off-white. It's much less of a contrast, it's more of a subtle kind of thing.
Internet just dropped.
Oh really? Mine says it's fine. You're also using the Wi-Fi, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is basically just being pure Monolith white, just for some edge highlighting. And since it's like an elf kind of, well, not kind of an elf, it definitely is an elf, I'm going to try and make it not as scratched up or damage as I normally do. I do like a bit of battle damage and wear and tear, but elves are, well, not like that. So I'll try and keep it nice and smooth and undamaged as possible. They're not orcs. The orcs are elves, so exact opposite of elves, but they were elves, at least in this kind of mythology. So that's the pants basically done. Might do, I'm gonna go back over a bit of wash. This is Caspian wash. Oh, I have it dried out too much. Let's see. So this is like a flesh wash, which is, I find, quite different from their Privateer Press's armor wash. So I normally don't add too much mixed media, or none at all. Just gonna go in there. Also, it's got brown, but a little hints of yellow to it. It kind of helps change the tones of the leather or the brown pants. Okay. Let's do the skin and change out my palette. Oh, hey Kangaroo, how's it going? Working on the skin right now. We are 45 minutes into this miniature, so hoping to get it done in the next hour 15. So this is Midland Flesh Privateer Press. Lucky you. Give me your stream on while you're catching some house rays, whatever they call it at the beach. What would you call it, Cat?
Unlike this elf, who's definitely not catching things.
I'm pretty sure elves are going to get skin cancer very easily. They're a little too fair.
Is the top of her arm really just like skin on one side?
This right here? That's her hand.
Oh,
she's
okay.
doing this. She's holding up her.
Confused.
Nice. It's always the best when you have free Wi-Fi, especially since if you're in a foreign country. looks like she has like a weird cheek thing on her face right there, but I think it's just a bit of hair looping around. So I'm gonna do the harp the same color as the hilt of her sword. So you wanted to what, have a pale gold, you said? So let's do Rullet Gold, which is ironic.
I think that'll look a lot nicer than white.
Okay. So let's do Rullet Gold, which is ironically a dwarf kind of gold. And add some silver to it. So Quicksilver and Rullet Gold. And I'll add a bit of a brown wash, like a Cossite wash, to help it out. Is this Quicksilver? It is, okay. So this is a very pale gold now. But I will make the hilt, or not the hilt, the blade of just pure silver. Because in the concept art, this is supposed to be like a pure white harp, which I think looks terrible in a miniature. I mean, it probably looks good in like art and like movies and stuff like that. Didn't like the elves gift the party in Lord of the Rings like some like pure white, very glowy, magical kind of stuff? Was it one was like was it water or was it a strand of hair or something like that? Or was it water, a hair in water? I forget. The dwarf got it. Okay. Oops. I definitely don't want to use any flesh on the swords. I'll also do her little belly button things. The pale gold as well. So let's do the same Greek. So I'm gonna make it simple and make this her inner tunic part, her boots, and the hilts of her swords. The pommel, like not pommel hilt. No, it's a hilt. I guess the grip of her blade, the same kind of green color. Kind of want it like an olive, like a very desaturated olive. So let's try Ordic Olive, but P3. I'm not going to use any kind of like yellows to keep saturation high, so I'm probably going to use some Mouth White to make it look nice. Since I kind of want it to be very desaturated, I'm just going to base coat it with a straight Ordic Olive and work my way up, instead of working on mid-tone and shading with some Ordic Olive, because it'll resaturate it, which is not what I want. I kind of want it muted. But I gotta say the coverage of this Ordic Olive is not the greatest.
This one is just advanced.
Yeah, this is why I'm trying to speed paint it from 2-hour frame. It's like 1 hour and 10 minutes left. I'm gonna have to do 2 or 3 coats of this Ordic Olive for the boots. I'm just gonna fill in the harp strings, the darkest brown I got. It's because the harp's kind of getting shaded, or shading the cloak, so I'm just gonna do that. Then I'll make the heartstrings nice and bright silver, I think. Okay. So let's do the face while that's drying. So I'm gonna go and use some, I think it's Rinflesh. Let's pick out some of the details. She has like really strong bags under her eyes. Like she needs more sleep. Alright. So I'm gonna do something particularly lazy right now. I'm just gonna use the same wash for the gold as the flesh. It should turn out fine. And just like it's with all washes, just make sure it doesn't pool too much and control where it goes. I definitely don't want it pooling too much around her nose and stuff. I want it a little dark, but not too much. Maybe one around the eyes and stuff like that. And the cheekbones. This is just part of like a duo right now. I've just got Elena and Ragnar, or whatever her name is. Part of the set for this one commission. Baravor, Ragnar, whatever.
I think this is like 2 of 4 heroes that came in the base game.
Oh, okay.
There's possibly more of them somewhere in that commission, but these were listed separately on the sheet, so separately they go.
Okay.
There's also definitely like some Lord of the Rings orcs in there.
Back here and just shade it a little more. Especially where it's going towards the cloak. Alright, let's go back to the boots now and do the second coat of Word of Olive. Alright, let's go back to the flesh and just reclaim some areas. I'm going to use a smaller brush for this part. Use the ring flesh again, which is the elf flesh. And just using thin layers, just reclaiming some areas. And bring back some anatomy on the miniature. Like the knuckles, for example. Maybe lighting up something like this here.
I feel like we could possibly turn down this a little bit.
With that.
Better.
They have really inset eyes, which is kind of odd for miniature. Get some black and start doing the eyes. I need a better brush for this one. I need a flat brush, no curve to it. There we go. So for any kind of eye, I like to start with a black. Just block it in, which is a little harder to do when you have the inset eyes like this. So make sure there's no imperfections in the brush. Weird angle from my hand. There we go. She also got black hair, so I'm gonna do her eyebrows right now since they're the black out. Don't do them too thick. That's not too bad, I guess. Kind of gives her a friendly expression. Alright. Let's do some white. Since the eyes are inset, I might have a hard time doing the pupils. So I'm just going to cheat a bit and just do one speck of white instead of doing white and then black again. So let's have her looking over her shoulder. Make sure the white is thin enough. There we go. The warm stays or dries pretty using that brush. So I'm just leaving it basically half black. She's kind of like looking in one direction. In this case, over her shoulder. That eye's a little wonky, so I'm gonna fix that eye. Just first make sure it's pure white in there. It's a little grainy. Could be the quality of the plastic too, but let's try and correct it. A little bit of fluff into my brush to make sure I'm doing this properly without ruining her face. There we go. How's that look? Let's see if I can change the focus for you guys. So that's what she looks like so far. That's an hour and 5 minutes in. So I do her hair and her blades and a little more of her flesh probably. Oh, and her boots and everything. That other green color. Alright, let's get this focused back. Hi, little cat. Is that fine, like the focus there?
Yep.
Alright. So let's do another layer of this Ordic olive. A third layer. Doesn't have the greatest coverage this color apparently, but it'll turn out fine in the end. Alright. So let's just block in our